Welcome. My name is Daniel Dillon from Incentive. We're a group of trainers, coaches and consultants worldwide who work with business owners to create an amazing business and a spectacular lifestyle. However, we're here to talk about filling those white columns on your spa or salon. Remember these sweeping statements. It's all about changing the mindset. We don't sell, we help people to buy. Remember, the best salesperson on your team is the one that can sell. How to increase your sales? Stop selling. I will explain as we go along. My story is I hate sales. Every sales manager or owner I ever worked with insisted on cold calling, knocking on doors, trying to sell products that may not be the correct solution for the customer's needs. As a result, I could never hit my sales targets. Until I realized that business is personal and even the biggest deals, orders, projects, sales promotions and contracts come down to two or more people making a connection. The first thing you must do with your team is change the mindset. Professional people like accountants, bookkeepers, solicitors, health and beauty experts all consider sales a dirty word and would rather do anything than sales or business development. I would definitely agree with them. People don't like to force anything on anybody, and likewise, if they think something is being forced upon them, they back away. So, rather than going out to find business, we recognize where it is. More about that later. We have various routes to market: advertising, PR, social media, word of mouth, referral marketing and digital marketing. 98% of companies rely on word of mouth to grow their business, yet only 3% have a strategy to do so. We are going to work on creating that strategy. We must remember that there is only a percentage of the marketplace in a position to buy at any given time. Also, there is only a percentage of the marketplace that will ever buy your product or service. So, we tend to spend a lot of time and a lot of our marketing budget, if we have one, trying to reach an audience that may never become our customer. We are advertising, running PR campaigns, extremely active on social media in the hope something will stick. Now I hasten to add that I am not against all those other routes. They're all needed. However, as we say, we hope something will stick. We must stay in control of being able to hit our own targets. The only way we can do that is get referred into the sector that is in a position to buy. Where is our market? Look at this image of two fishermen. The one on the left is standing at the edge of a pier, throws out a net, pulls it back in, and more than likely ends up with 6 rocks, 3 bikes and a shopping trolley. That person is not specific on what type of market she is looking for, hence gets poor results. The other person, however, wants to catch monkfish, has a very good idea where the monkfish is, and has a specific net to catch them. Marketing is the same. We have 2 choices on how we're going to develop our business. One is to go out and find business, the other is to recognize where it is. In order to find business, we need more time. However, we have our spa or salon to run. We also need motivation. This type of marketing is extremely difficult and demoralizing, completely counterproductive. To recognize business, all we need is a good knowledge of what we are talking about and simply take action. Where is the low-picking fruit? Remember, business is closer to us than we think. Speaking of knowledge, we also need to know what makes us different. Why should people go to your spa or salon? If you find yourself saying, we go that extra mile or we put our clients first, you're not there yet. These 2 florists seen here have both placed the same advertisement in the local paper. Fast friendly service, best flooring arranging in this area. What's the difference between the 2 florists? Correct, none. So they are literally handing back the decision to, in this case, the bride. The only way she can decide the difference is by price, as nobody told her any different. If you find yourself in a price war with your competitor, it simply means you have failed to show why you are different, also why they are paying more for your product or service. Let's look at this referral process. You now have established the you part and why you are different. You have also figured out your exact target market, so what next? Now we need to connect both. Remember, many slides ago we said the biggest deals, orders, projects, sales promotions and contracts come down to 2 or more people making a connection. All well and good. We have recognized our target market, however, we don't know them personally. What is our options? 1, knock on their door. Or 2, get a warm introduction to the decision maker. I would say never cold call. I have seen this happen so many times. You have knocked on their door, obviously got nowhere, then someone introduces you and, oh yes, I think they were in already, not really interested. Simply because it was a negative experience from the start. As you were told to go away, people are not inclined to revisit it again. Now we introduce our referral partners. The best referral partner you can have is a person that works in the same sector as you, but with complementary products or services. This is called your contact sphere. 67% of good referrals come from your contact sphere. In order for the referral process to end up positively, we need a win-win-win scenario. So who wins? You win because you got the business. Where does the potential client win? We sometimes forget this. The potential client loves to get someplace or someone referred to them. Why? Because if a person is booking for more than 2 people, they need to get it right. If it goes wrong, the blame lies with them. How does the referral generator partner win? Number 1, we love helping people. Number 2, if they can refer you business, you will want to refer them business in return. So, who can we have an easy conversation with? Fact, every member of your team has 250 contacts. Now, you don't want your team simply ringing everyone they know. However, we all have people that we can have easy conversations with. A simple exercise is getting your team to write down networks they themselves are or were involved in. Local football club, the drama club, old college friends. If they have children going to a local school, the parents of those children are a fantastic network. People usually come up with 4 networks. Now be creative and find 2 more. Scrolling down through your phone is always helpful, as a name sparks a name. How do they get on? When everyone has identified their networks, jot down a few names within each network. Don't worry, just because they wrote down a name does not mean they will have to ring them. The next exercise is picking out some of your contacts and identifying their networks. As we have already said, everyone has 250 contacts. However, we tend to forget that those contacts have also got 250 contacts each. The good news is, we don't need all those contacts. A few really good contacts would make a massive difference to growing your business. You never know who you are talking to. In this image, I tell a story of my friend Tommy, who was attending his son's football practice every Saturday morning. There was also another person who Tommy did not know, cheering on his son on the same team. This went on for 6 weeks. Eventually, the second person asked Tommy what he did for a living. "I have a small accountancy practice here in town," Tommy replied. "Oh, that's really interesting. I have some work that needs completing. Are you interested?" "Of course," Tommy replied. However, what Tommy didn't know was this person was a senior manager in a very large corporation that we all know very well. Sometimes people complain to me, "Oh, the referral process is very slow." We're only 2 phone calls away from the decision maker we need to speak to. Fact. And people buy from people. Here's another really good way to win business. Imagine some member of your team is out socializing one night and the last thing they want to talk about is work. Then someone in the company says, "We are thinking of organising a spa day for our mum." What would your colleague say? The usual answers I get here are, "Oh, I work in a lovely spa. We have a really nice place. Why don't you give them a call?" Wrong. What really works is, "Oh, I work in a spa. Would it be okay if I got my manager to give you a call?" End of conversation. Why are we taking that approach? We must keep the action on our side. And it is also not the right place to try and sell the spa. I have seen this tiny little twist make a massive difference to the bottom line. You must also remember, any of those little actions don't cost a cent. We now have converted some business through our team. What next? Recognition is, and always will be, the number one motivator to get your team to win more business. Giving them financial reward does not work in the long term. Well done, Louise, on recognising some business this week, but this needs to be said in front of all the team. That is the main motivator. And a little voucher for some pampering is always welcome. It is important to create a simple Google Doc on who your team are connected to. When you have identified your target market, you will probably find the connection is in your team somewhere. Again, zero cost. Who feeds who? There is always a category or profession that knows your product or service will be needed before you do. Our prime example is in the construction sector. The first profession to know there is a house to be built is the architect. When permission has been granted to build the house, the architect then hands it over to the quantity surveyor to see how much this house will cost. Costings agreed, it is then the turn of the mortgage provider, then the builder, and so on. This seems very logical, and it is. The good news is the same logic applies to every other sector. Please take time out to listen to Simon Sinek, TED Talks, Apple and why we do what we do. I'm always available on conference call to explain any of the points I have made. Simply email dano@ascentive.com. Thank you for watching and the best of luck.